Hi, I'm Katie with Modern Textiles, and today I'm going to explain to you the difference between finished and unfinished quilt block sizes. And later on, I'm going to let you know if it's okay that your quilt block size doesn't match up to the quilt pattern. So here today, I'm going to show you, I've got my quilt, a finished quilt, as well as an unfinished quilt block here. So this is from my diamond plate pattern. Got some starry fabric and just some black solid there. This is going to be an unfinished quilt block. So that just means it's not fully sewn into your quilt yet, which you may be wondering, well, what's the difference, right? Unfinished quilt block means that there's still a seam allowance around the border of this quilt block. So I'm not going to give you the actual dimensions of this block, but for the sake of this video, let's just say this quilt block is 7.5 inches by 11.5 inches. So when you are finished constructing the quilt block, you will then go ahead and trim off any excess and then stash to the side until you're ready for quilt top assembly. Now, when you have your quilt, so this is fully quilted. This is, like I said, my diamond plate pattern. I'm going to set this off to the side. Using, I want to say Free Spirit fabrics. I want to say they're Tula Pink Free Spirit fabrics, just the solids. And once you lay out and sew all of your blocks together, then this one block will now be embedded into the quilt top. So let's just overlay it here. And you'll see there's about a 1/4 inch spacing all the way around the perimeter of the quilt block that is in this actual quilt. So that means now your finished quilt block, which is what's sewn into the quilt top, so what is the block size now, is 7 inches by 11 inches for the sake of this video. So we had our unfinished quilt block, 7.5 by 11.5. Now that it's sewn into the quilt, seams are actually taken into account for. It's going to be 7 inches by 11 inches. All right, so now you may come to the conclusion that you get all of your quilt blocks done, or you maybe do your test block and you go, this isn't the same size as what's called out for in the pattern. Don't fret. There's a few things you want to take into account. One, is it a very advanced pattern where there's a lot of intricate piecing, small piecing? That might be an issue if you just continue on with your adventure of quilting with that seam allowance and just continuing on with no concern. But if you're doing something simple like this quilt pattern, a confident beginner quilt pattern, anything like that, that's going to be basic blocks, very simple strip piecing. Even if there's some that have some half square triangles that are larger, you might be able to get away with it with having no issues and just continue sewing, but just make sure you keep that seam allowance the exact same that you've kept it the entire time from start to finish. The last thing you want to do is switch your seam allowance midway through a project. Then when it comes time to quilt top assembly, you're going to be in a world of hurt. It's not going to be fun. You're going to wish you never changed your seam allowance. So my advice, take into account what's the design, the quilt pattern design, is it's very advanced. Intricate piecing, lots of small strip piecing. Then I would go ahead and probably restart. Hopefully you just did one test block. I would then make adjustments to your seam allowance, things of that nature. Maybe some of your cutting needs to be a little bit finer tuned, and make those adjustments before you proceed. Hopefully you've only done that test block. The worst case scenario is you did a whole batch and you're like, oh no, I've got 20 blocks I need to redo, right? Otherwise, if you're doing something that is simple, I would just go for it. Continue on. Your quilt top may be a little bit smaller and maybe a little bit bigger, depending on if maybe you were using a scat 1/4 inch seam allowance from the get-go, then your quilt's just going to be a hair bit bigger. Not really that big of a deal. Just making sure you have enough backing fabric, binding fabric to proceed. The other thing is if you've had a smaller or a larger seam allowance, your quilt top will just be a little bit smaller. That's not a big deal, right? You'd rather have secure solid seams than having anything that starts pulling apart because you're making too small of a seam allowance there. So that's my advice. If your quilt block is not measuring and matching what is stated in the pattern, then take into account the pattern design as well as how you feel about it when it comes to your perfectionism. And if you're more like me that's trying to let the pedal off the gas a little bit of that perfectionism and type A lifestyle, then I just proceed. But if you really want this to be a shining example of your high quality work and that's gonna, just totally wow other quilters. Because realistically, most of my family, they see a finished quilt, it's not ripping apart, they're like, that's cool, I can use that. But other quilters, even then, mostly your friends are gonna be like, wow, fabulous job, cool quilt, cool fabric pull. They're gonna comment on that stuff. They're not gonna be, bird dogging, checking every seam, checking every stitch, making sure it's absolute perfection, because I wouldn't think those are really your friends. In the next video, I'm gonna show you 3 of the same quilt tops quilted with 3 different quilting designs.